The Queen now lies in state in Westminster Palace. Image, Getty/Sky News. Thousands of people could be left disappointed as the line to see the Queen lying in state could be cut off as early as Saturday night. Hundreds of thousands of people have flocked to the capital to see the Queen's coffin in Westminster Hall, with the 7-mile line to be extended by a further 3 miles due to popular demand and the doors open 24 hours a day. People from across the UK and the world have been queuing from as early as Monday to get in line on Albert Embankment. The line is currently approximately 2.6 miles long and the nearest landmark to the end is Borough Market. Follow below for live updates. Trending key events: separate accessibility route for people with mobility issues 08:17 queue moving at approximately 0.5 mph 07:54 11 minutes ago 08:17 Thoroughfare separate accessibility route for people with mobility issues. There is a separate accessible queue open for people who have specific accessibility requirements or who are unable to stand for long periods of time. The scheme will enable people with specific needs to be admitted in the next available entry slot for the lying in state. When it is time for your visit, you can join the accessible queue. Disabled people who need to join the separate, accessible queue, should travel to a kiosk located outside Tate Britain, where accessible facilities, including accessible toilets, a water point, and BSL interpreters, will be available. Capacity for each time slot will be capped. People can use the space in the Tate Britain which has seating, toilets and quiet space areas while waiting for the next slot to open. The government warns it cannot guarantee everyone seeking a place in the accessible queue will be given access to the lying in state because of overall capacity limits. The route from the kiosk to Westminster Hall is approximately 800 meters and is step-free for people with mobility needs. 16 minutes ago 08:12 Thoroughfare mourners line streets in Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, mourners have lined up outside the British consulate to pay their respects to the Queen. Similar to the scenes in Britain, flowers, cards and portraits have lined the pavement outside the consulate in Admiralty, Hong Kong. Hong Kong, once a British colony, has been handed back to China with protest a crime under Beijing's national security law and strict COVID rules. 32 minutes ago 07:56 Thoroughfare queue jumps to 2.6 miles long. The queue to see the Queen lying in state has jumped to 2.6 miles long, up from 2 miles at around 6:30 am. The nearest landmark has shifted from Blackfriars Bridge to Borough Market. Keep following this blog for the latest changes. 34 minutes ago 07:54 Thoroughfare queue moving at approximately 0.5 miles per hour. The queue of people waiting to pay their respects to the Queen lying in state is moving at around 0.5 miles per hour. Under Waterloo Bridge, the British Film Institute has set up a big screen showing clips from documentaries about the Queen's life to those waiting in the queue. 53 minutes ago 07:35 Thoroughfare Good morning from London. I'm Thoroughfare. I'll be bringing you all the latest developments on the queue to see the Queen lying in state. Please feel free to get in touch with me as I work if you have a story or tips to share. Your thoughts are always welcome. Email, tara.fair@reachbook.com. Twitter, @Thoroughfare_. 4 hours ago 04:05 Isabella Marson's Royal Guard watching over Queen's coffin collapses on first night. Monarch lays in state. Footage taken from a live broadcast, which was posted to social media at around 1 am, captured the collapse. A Royal Guard standing near the Queen's coffin collapsed at Westminster Hall, reports show. The incident happened on the first night of the Queen's lying in state, which gives members of the public the chance to pay their respects to the late monarch. The guard was standing at the foot of the late monarch's casket when he suddenly fell to the floor. The black-clad guard was holding a ceremonial staff when he appeared to faint, with nearby officials quickly rushing to his aid. As he was tended to, the live vision quickly faded to exterior, nighttime vision of the building. Over an hour later, the broadcast had still not returned to the scene inside the hall. Soldiers in ceremonial uniform are maintaining a constant, 24-hour vigil around the Queen's coffin while she is lying in state. The guards from units which include the Sovereign's bodyguard, the Household Division or Yeoman Warders of the Tower of London are required to remain completely still at the four corners of the catafalque. While the soldiers rotate every 20 minutes, the hours of remaining completely still while standing are 6 hours in length. 6 hours ago 02:21 Isabella Marson's existence of a VIP queue for parliamentarians and their families sparks outrage. The existence of a VIP queue for parliamentarians and their families, which essentially allows them to queue jump in their own separate, faster-moving line, has sparked some outrage amongst mourners. There are 650 MPs and 756 peers, meaning that in theory up to 7,000 spaces in Westminster Hall could go to parliamentarians or their friends rather than members of the public. Eric Burton from the Isle of Wight left his home at 9 a.m. to join the queue and shared his frustrations at the existence of the second line. He told The Times, "I don't really like how MPs always get the front row tickets. They should join in with the rest of the queue. We're all flesh and blood in the end and we all want to pay our respects to the Queen. We're all human. Why should they be treated differently?" 7 hours ago 01:49 Isabella Marson's government sources believe the queue could grow to be 10 miles long. Tricia, who is number 2026 in the queue, said of her time waiting, "Everyone's very friendly, and we're all here for the same thing, which is to honor the Queen. We've met some nice people and we shared stories. We've even shared contact details. I've met someone I was at school with. It's great." 7 hours ago 01:27 Isabella Marson's even past midnight the queue stretches on for over 2.4 miles. Hundreds of mourners line up to say their final goodbye to the late Queen Elizabeth II, despite it being well past midnight in the City of London. 10 hours ago 22:00 Elise Hyam Queen means everything says royal fan waiting in line. Sheila Jones, 67, from Sutton-on-Sea, said the Queen means everything to her as she lines up to pay her respects. She said, "I've been a royalist all my life, and I appreciate what she's done and dedication to duty." Ms. Jones said she had brought her raincoat and thermos and is prepared to wait into the night to see the Queen's coffin. She said, "I would have regretted it forever if I never came." 11 hours ago 21:50 Elise Hyam How should you dress and act for the occasion? Once people are inside Westminster Palace, official guidance states should remain silent and dress appropriately for the occasion. This amounts to a ban on clothes that carry any political or offensive slogans. Antisocial behavior, queue jumping or drunken behavior will not be tolerated, according to the rules. No photographs are allowed once inside the hall. 11 hours ago 21:35 Elise Hyam Royal fans pay tribute to grandmother to the nation as they wait in line. Janet Bleach, 68, from Enfield, has been queuing for her chance to pay her respects to the Queen at Westminster Palace. She said, "I love the Queen. I'm so proud to have lived throughout the Elizabethan age. I've always thought she was a grandmother to the nation." Ms. Leach said she was wearing a necklace of her late mother's, who was also an avid royalist. She said, "My mum only died a couple of years ago and she absolutely loved the royals. I'm taking her with me when I pay respects to Her Majesty's coffin." 11 hours ago 21:22 Elise Hyam How long is the wait to see the Queen's coffin? Estimates from the government have put the wait at 30 hours, but any real-time updates on how long people have been waiting are yet to be revealed. Many people have been waiting overnight for the opening at 5 p.m. today earlier, meaning those who have been in the queue since this afternoon are still waiting. Therefore, Full estimations for the queue wait time are not yet available, but we should have a clearer picture later in the evening. 11 hours ago 21:09 Elise Hyam royal fans have been camping out for chance to see Queen's coffin. One of the first people to see the Queen lying in state in London has said she waited days to see the coffin. Annie Daly told Mail Online, "When we approached the coffin, everyone was silent, it was so quiet. I looked round and the yeoman guards were like statues. We waited for days and when it came to it the whole experience was over in seconds. We went round the coffin once and down the stairs." 12 hours ago 20:55 Elise Hyam. How long is the queue now? The queue is still a similar length it was earlier at 2.4 miles. According to the DCMS, the nearest landmark to the end of the queue is Southwark Bridge. For those using wait words, the location is 10.pipe.de. Sended. 12 hours ago 20:01 Elise Hyam. View of the Queen's coffin. For those who wait, the royal family Twitter account has posted this solemn image of the Queen's coffin. Taken prior to mourners being allowed to enter at 5 p.m, it offers a glimpse into the Westminster Palace. 13 hours ago 19:53 Elise Hyam. What can I take with me into the Palace of Westminster? For security reasons, there are limitations on what mourners can take into the palace where the Queen currently lies. Visitors are only permitted to bring one small bag per person, which must be smaller than 40 cm by 30 cm by 20 cm. This bag should have with one simple opening or zip in order to move quickly through the security check. Any non-clear bottles must be emptied prior to entry. Those with larger bags may be able to use a drop-off facility close to the venue, but this has limited capacity. No photos are permitted in the hall, and phones should be kept on silent mode or switched off. 13 hours ago 19:38 Elise Hyam. Travel updates for London. For those looking to travel around London currently, all London Underground lines are currently running a good service according to TfL. This includes the Jubilee and Northern lines, which both serve London Bridge, the closest station to the end of the queue. There are also no reported disruptions to the 17, 21, 35, 43, 47, 133, 141, 149, 343, 344, 381, 388, and 521 buses that serve the area around London Bridge. 13 hours ago 19:22 Elise Hyam. Queue length jumps to 2.6 miles. The queue to view the Queen's coffin is currently 2.6 miles long. The queue is currently along Clink Street, near the Clink Prison Museum and the Southwark Cathedral. Image, wait words, 13 hours ago 19:15 Elise Hyam. A glimpse of what awaits those in the queue. The royal family Twitter account has posted this solemn image of the Queen's coffin inside Westminster Palace. Taken prior to mourners being allowed to enter, it gives those waiting a glimpse of what they will witness after hours of waiting. 13 hours ago 19:00 Elise Hyam. Are there toilets along the route? Yes, more than 500 portable toilets installed along the route. Local venues positioned along the queue, such as the South Bank Centre and Shakespeare's Globe, will remain open for longer so people can use their facilities. 14 hours ago 18:40 Elise Hyam. Queue length remains the same as we reported earlier. The length of the queue is currently 2 miles long, the same as it was 40 minutes ago. The closest landmark is Lane Yome Bridge. 14 hours ago 18:16 Elise Hyam. Weather in London this evening. Luckily for those waiting for a glimpse of the Queen's coffin, the weather looks like it will hold out as the evening progresses. Until 11 p.m. tonight, there is only a 5% chance of rain, increasing to 10% for an hour after, before dropping back down to 5%. Temperatures will also remain warm for the evening. Image, Met Office, 14 hours ago 18:00 Elise Hyam queue length drops again. The queue to see the Queen lie in state is now even shorter, at 2 miles long. The DCMS has said the nearest landmark to the end of the queue is Millennium Bridge. If you're a user of waitwords, the end of the queue is located at Plank. Trends. Trouble. 15 hours ago 17:49 Elise Hyam queue length drops as doors open. According to the DCMS, the queue is now 2.6 miles long, 0.3 miles less than the previous estimate we reported earlier. The nearest landmark to the end of the line is Tower Bridge. 15 hours ago 17:46 Elise Hyam brilliant Britishness of miles-long queue applauded on Twitter. Twitter user @CuriousIguana has lauded the overtly British nature of the queue to see the Queen's coffin. They said, "I don't particularly care either way about the Queen. But the queue? The queue is a triumph of Britishness. It's incredible. It is the mother lode of queues. It is art. It is poetry. It is the queue to end all queues." It opened earlier today and is already 2.2 miles long. They will close it if it gets to 5 miles. That's a queue that would take 2 hours to walk at a brisk pace. 15 hours ago 17:37 Elise Hyam where do I go if I have access requirements? For those needing access help to view the Queen's coffin, they should head to Tate Britain. 15 hours ago 17:12 Elise Hyam current queue length. The queue is currently around 2.9 miles long, ending around London Bridge and Borough Market. The line snakes along the south bank of the River Thames. It is expected to get longer as the evening goes on. 15 hours ago 17:00 Elise Hyam Queen lying in state has now begun. The doors to Westminster Palace open to the public at 5 p.m. this afternoon for mourners to pay their last respects to Queen Elizabeth II. The doors will remain open 24 hours a day until 6:30 a.m. on Monday, September 19, the day of the state funeral. 16 hours ago 16:44 Elise Hyam Good afternoon from London. I'm Elise Hyam. I'll be bringing you all the latest developments on the situation in London as mourners queue to visit the Queen's coffin today. Please feel free to get in touch with me as I work if you have a story or tips to share. Your thoughts are always welcome. Email, elise.